Hi, you guys. Chaselyn Fabrizio here, and this is my Now Plan or Final Reset project. So, my two most significant milestones are teaching in Cambodia and my internship at Jill's house. Why I chose these two is because both of them refocused me and recentered me on who Jesus created me to be and what he created me to do, and that is to teach and to work with children. So, while I was teaching in Cambodia, that's that top picture here. What we did is we went into different villages and we set up preschools, and some of these kids are obviously older than preschool age, but they joined us as well, and we held English classes. So super different than the modern classroom or the classroom you would see here in the States, but such a great opportunity. And this really was a moment in my life where I realized teaching was the biggest passion of mine. This bottom picture here, this is my buddy Max from Jill's house. And Jill's house is a respite care facility for children with special needs in Virginia. And my time there just really reinforced this passion and love that God placed in my heart for children with special needs. It also really gave me a good look and a few tools on how to deal with different behaviors with the general and special ed population. My top two redirects, I said my people and my pup. That's this first picture here. My boyfriend Jordan and my pup Zion. They are my go-to people and animal, I guess. But essentially, my friends and my family are the people who know me best, the people who encourage me, and the people who point me back to who God has created me to be. Number two, that is represented by this picture down in the bottom corner of me fishing, is getting out and relaxing in nature. My dad and I do an annual fishing trip every year up in the Sierras, Bishop Creek area. And just getting out in nature reminds me that I'm so small and God's so big. And sometimes I think that we need that. So this is my now plan. Starting at this top category, it says spend quality time with Jesus. All of the things I'm about to share, essentially my now plan is to do just that, spend quality time with Jesus daily. What that looks like practically is talk to my people and get active with my pup. So it means spending quality time with people who Jesus has placed in my life. I kind of talked about that previously, but that's really recentering and refocusing on what's happening in the moment, because they help me to remember to relax and have fun, to clear my mind of the what ifs. The reason I'm always striving towards the future or pushing onward and never sitting in the now is because I'm worried about the what ifs. The second thing is to go outside, which I talked about a little bit again in the previous slide, but the fresh air and the scenery can refocus. It helps, again, me to feel small and God to feel large. And it helps me to realize that all I really need to do in the now is to spend time with Jesus. And then I put on here Psalms 46:10. The part that I need to focus on and God has made clear is the be still part. And I do this best when I do get outside in the fresh air, but I can only really know what God wants for me now and stay in the now when I'm being still in his presence and I'm hearing his voice. So implementation and evaluation, how I plan to implement this in my life is each day for a week, try one thing for 30 minutes that refocuses me on the now. So that can look like anything from the diagram before. Number two, implement a twice a day recentering by using my redirects. So what that looks like is after I've established a 30-minute a day routine, try doing it 30 minutes twice a day. And then my idea to practically do this is to set a timer every day or an alarm every day so that it reminds me to do my recentering or redirects. And I'll do this basically until it becomes a natural part of my daily routine. How I will evaluate if I'm doing it correctly or if it's working is I will know that if I'm emotionally and mentally exhausted, I have not been resetting. And then number two, practically, I plan to practice a variety of resets to evaluate what is relevant and what is practical in my life moving forward. So a little reflection, my faith has grown through this project because it's forced me to slow down and evaluate my heart. I have seen that I have forgotten to rest and recharge in Jesus. He has created me to be an achiever, but that is not my identity. My identity is found when I ask him to tell me whose I am. That's super important. I think I should read that over and over again to myself. The impact of faith on practice. I believe that because of my relationship with Jesus, I'm able to see the child as a whole or our students as a whole. So I take into consideration all the child is or goes through and try to respond in light of it. I try never to just react, but rather to respond. Explanation of my walk. So basically, my walk with Jesus has always been about being obedient to his call. I only know his voice when I stay in and spend time with him, and then I can hear him lead me. When I have followed, blessing, growth, and joy has followed. So whenever I've said yes to Jesus, like taking the internship at Jill's house or going to Cambodia, that's when I've had the most growth, the most breakthrough, and the most joy in my life. A perspective shift. My perspective has most been influenced by time with children. The way they see the world and the way they recklessly love Jesus has always challenged me to more fearlessly duplicate just that. So basically, that is all. Thank you, and I hope you enjoyed it.